All right, y'all. What's up? What's going on? Welcome back to your favorite WMMA podcast. Hashtag CB99 Talks. It's episode 173. 173. 173 times I've done this now, or maybe more, if you count just getting on live. But yeah, man, 173, round 173 here. And yeah, we back again. I'm back again. And I don't plan on stopping. I don't care. Don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Even if I get some fight predictions wrong, I don't care. Um, Even when people talk trash, I don't care because I do this for the love of the sport. I just want to say that because it seems like there's always a downtime when people feel like, oh man, the sport is just terrible. Everybody's talking trash or their favorite fighter doesn't win. I don't care. I love the sport. There's always a win. I see in it for me. But yeah, what's up, y'all? What's going on? I wanted to start a little bit early today, about an hour early, because got a little bit of business. Well, I ain't got business, but I'm gonna go out in another couple hours. So I said, all right, let's go ahead and jump on and talk a little bit of WMMA here. Let's see. A lot of stuff this past weekend, man. And that's kind of what I want to run through first, just kind of suggest some fights. That's why I said down here, check out these fights. I know everybody loves the UFC. Most people that jump on here, they love just the UFC, but I was watching fights since last Thursday and I saw a lot of good entertainment, across the board. I think it was a fight I wanted to recommend y'all check out too in LFA. It was like a couple weeks ago because I was just, flipping through UFC Fight Pass, and of course, watching ESPN Plus. I was watching boxing this past weekend. Then I was watching, I was watching Fight Pass because Fight Pass had a bunch of cards. They had a bunch of cards that I was missing too. So I said, let me go back and watch some of this stuff. Saturday and Sunday, and I was like, dang man, these are some pretty good fights. There's a lot of good women's fights on these cards too. I don't know if a lot of y'all watch UAE, but UAE has some good stuff. I think UAE Warriors had two cards. They had two cards on Friday and Saturday. So I watched. I looked at both of those cards. A little bit of those cards and saw some good women's fights. So uh, yeah, I recommend those. Which ones I saw here in a minute. What was I watching? Boxing. Yeah, I was watching some boxing. Yeah, hit the like button if you like WMMA. Appreciate that. Give a candy. What's up, y'all? Yeah, yo, what's going on? Sergio say yo. All right, all right. Oh, Colossus. Okay, all right. Let me see. Let me pull this chat to the side so I can see y'all. Okay, all right. So yeah. Today I just kind of wanted to, of course, talk about the UFC fights that's coming up, but I wanted to talk about the ones that took place this past Saturday. But if you're a fight fan, I recommend checking out some of these fights that I was watching. I looked at LFA from 2 weeks ago. There was a championship fight Friday on LFA. It was LFA 193, right? Y'all got to look out for this flyweight. I told you, flyweights across the board has been crazy. There's this girl right here named Cheyenne Bowers. She just won the interim flyweight belt. I was watching that fight, and good finish. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of girls getting finishes now. They ain't playing. This girl Cheyenne Bowers was taking this other girl on I seen before named Veronica Borsiova. I believe she's a Russian. This girl right here, man, like went in, got a quick finish to get the belt. Um, Veronica, I believe they said she was the girl that actually got submitted. They said she was the black belt. She was the jujitsu girl, and this girl Cheyenne right here. I've seen her fight a few times. She's a dog, man. I was watching her, like her wrestling and her striking. And this particular fight here, though, she was putting a lot of pressure on this girl Veronica, but Veronica being the jiu-jitsu girl, drops her. So the girl here, Cheyenne Bowers, just so y'all know, the red girl in the red with the short hair, submitting the other girl. She's the girl that got dropped. All right. She got dropped in the first round. And so I was like, oh, snap, it's about to be over. But as soon as she gets dropped, the girl Veronica here, she tried to, just get in the guard and look like she wanted to, I guess, try to get her own submission. Right. She was in her guard. And if I remember correctly, yeah, like she just got a little reckless there. And Cheyenne Bauer saw the opening and she locked in that arm real quick. She was like, "Oh, okay, you're the jiu-jitsu practitioner?" And I watch this. That's basically what it was. So it was a good quick finish, man. I was a main event. So, it was good to see these flyweights headline a whole main event. I think it was a whole card. I think they were the only women up there, I believe. Yeah. So that was a good performance by Cheyenne Bowers. Been following her for a while. And just watching her on the lower scene here, but yeah, these girls, there's something to look out for. I'm just saying, you got to look out for them. Yeah, Bowers at the end of the fight, Closum, at the end of the fight, she said that she either wants to fight, of course, the champion Shannon Clark, since you mentioned Dana White's Contender Series. She said she wants to fight Shannon Clark. She's the LFA flyweight champion, so she said I would love to unify with her, or get a contract to the UFC. She didn't mention the Contender Series, but I mean, hey, Contender Series, hey, it works. It's a good way to test yourself, because if you jump straight into the UFC, sometimes you get that reality check. A lot of these girls have gotten the belt before, but when they get to Contender Series, they see it's a different ball game still, right? It's like a step up. So I think she should do either of those. I think either go to the Contender Series to test herself before trying to get a contract, or fight the champion LFA, become the full-fledged champion, because she's an interim champion right now. So I believe she should just go straight for that belt. Cheyenne Bowers, let me see. She's 5-1, only 30 years old. So I'm not even gonna say like she's too old, because she's not even really hitting her prime. She's just hitting her prime now. So that age, you learn a lot. And, she lost her first fight, which was, 2 years ago. Since then, she's been on a win streak. So I don't really see any problem for her to try to rush it. No need to rush it to the UFC yet, right? So yeah, I agree. Contender Series, or maybe hit that unification fight with Shannon Clark. So yeah, check that out. That was on LFA's last card, 193. If you got Fight Pass, or you type in Cheyenne Bowers, watch that fight. That was a good finish. That's one fight I was checking out this weekend. What else? Yeah, I was looking at some of the women's boxing, good fights. I was looking at Alicia Baumgartner. I know some of y'all don't follow boxing, but her card ended in a no contest because of a headbutt. But overall, it was like an all women's card too. I'd say it was up there with like Invicta FC card for women's boxing. I enjoyed that card. What else did I watch? Michaela Mayer, Sandy Ryan. I actually thought Sandy Ryan won that fight. Michaela Mayer, tough, moving up in weight. She won her belt. That was good. What else? Yeah, this UAE's. Let me see. UAE Warriors 53 card. Who was on that card? Let me see. I watched this girl named Lisa Zimmo. She's a strawweight, I believe. She kind of reminds me of Casey O'Neill. She got a first round finish. Got her ground and pound finish. That's why she kind of reminded me of Casey O'Neill. Like, well, I would say her ground and pound is a little bit better than Casey O'Neill's, though. I'm just saying she kind of looks like her. I believe she's from Australia too. I think. Let me see. Yeah, Lisa Zimmo. Let's see. First round finish over Sohila Saleem. Hold on. No, she's just Brit. Yeah, she's British. She's an up and coming fighter too, I believe. Yeah, she's just a strawweight. She's only like 2-0, but that was a good fight. Yeah, I'd say check this one out. UAE Warriors. It was a good card. They be having a lot of South African fighters, and European fighters on there. So yeah, check this one out. She has pretty decent striking on the feet, and good ground and pound, good takedown defense too. Uh, I wanted to get a wider shot of this if y'all look up this fight because it looked like these girls were fighting in pajamas for real. Like the girl at least looked like she was fighting in her sleepwear, and so did the girl she was fighting. That's what made it kind of funny. Like, they don't really have uniforms for like UAE and all these other organizations, right? You can wear whatever you want, but it looked like they were wearing sleepwear in this particular fight. But yeah, Lisa Zima, she's a little too early to say if she's going to be a problem, but it was an entertaining fight for the level that it was on. She had some pretty decent stand-up game. And oh yeah, this fight was at 119. It was a catch weight. I guess somebody couldn't make weight. I don't know who had the issue making weight, but not a bad fight. Let me see. Now, if y'all watch, let me see, Combate, there was another girl on here. Yeah, this fight was good. This was a pretty good fight for UAE. I'm trying to see what's the name of these girls here. Yeah, Mina Hadaya. This girl is from Australia. She was fighting this young girl from Aitana Alvarez. Now, if you watch Combate, this girl Alvarez fights up there. Check this fight out. This is a good one. Now, what's his name? Who's it in the chat? Josh. There's a guy named Josh in the chat. If y'all are familiar, always mentioning Lisa Karuku. Y'all know who I'm talking about? He's always in the chat talking about Lisa Karuku. I ain't putting him on blast, but he do. He know he do. He know who he is. He always in the chat talking about Lisa Karuku from Australia. Well, if he wants to rep a girl from Australia, I recommend him rep this girl Amina Hadaya, because this girl right here, she's a flyweight. Now she has some good stand up. This girl has pretty good stand up. I believe she's 5-3, and she's lost. You know what? She's actually lost to Lisa Karuku, and she's lost to Wayne Kong. But to me, I think that she looks like she's improved as a fighter. I actually think she looks like she's improved as a fighter. It looks like she's gotten a little bit better. Her stand, I actually can't believe she's lost to Lisa Karuku now. Dang. Yeah, she lost. I can see how she lost to Wayne Kong. Okay. Wow. Small world, right? Small MMA world. But to me, her stand-up game looks better. I think when I was watching her fight, I said this girl could be in the UFC. The way she moves, the way she jabs, her takedown defense is on point. She beat this girl Alvarez by a close decision. I thought that Dyer won it clearly, but she had to fight for it. It was a good fight. Definitely check that one out. Man, there was another one here I want to recommend from UAE. I think it was Saturday, UAE 54. Hold on. I want to show y'all this one. This one ended in a big finish. This is why jiu-jitsu is dangerous, y'all. I mean, this is why you don't play jiu-jitsu either. They always say don't play boxing, but this one here, UAE 54, Helene Silva versus Sovia Bagishvili. Oh man, this Brazilian girl named Silva. Whew. About to have another Karine Silva. This is all I'm gonna show y'all. This facial reaction right here from a knee bar or heel hook. Sorry, this first round heel hook scored by Silva in this fight, man. You just never know. Like you just can't leave your limbs hanging in a grappling exchange like this. This girl was trying to like go for some ground and pound. The girl you see right here, she was trying to go for this ground and pound while Silva, she's just on her back, quietly isolating the girl's left leg, and she just extends that thing, man. And I was like, whoa, it came out of nowhere, man. So this is what I was doing, just watching these fights, man. Every time I pull up something, it was like, wow, crazy finish, man. So yeah, this girl Silva might be something to look out for. She's a strawweight. Let me see if they would sign her. Yeah, she's like 6-1. Yelena Silva, I'm have to keep an eye on her. She's a kickboxer and jiu-jitsu practitioner. She's had a lot of fights. She does a grappling tournaments, kickboxing. Yeah, she's been in the game for a few years now, and yeah, that was a serious one right there, man. That heel hook ain't no joke. So, yeah, UAE was bringing some fights, man. So I say, if you like the fight game, you need to be watching some of this stuff. You know, not just be a UFC fan, but a whole MMA fan. All right. Um, what else? Yeah, PFL. PFL was on point. Um, I recommend y'all go back and watch PFL if y'all didn't. This Dakota Ditchova, she ain't the only one wrecking shop right now. I mean, y'all got to look at some of these other girls. They're doing this European one, this European tournament. I've been talking about Chanel Dyer over here, and the other girl named Paulina. What's her name? Paulina Winooski from Poland. Like I thought, both fighters won. Just like I figured both fighters would win this tournament, and they would be fighting in the semifinals, or they'd be fighting in the finals. But it didn't come about the way I felt. It didn't come about the way I thought. Chanel Dyer had to work for her fight. Chanel Dyer had to work for this one against Valentina Scatsisi. I'm kind of feeling bad I counted Valentina Scatsisi out because this fight here was a split decision. That was crazy, man. Chanel Dyer, whew, I won't say she struggled with this one, but she had to fight to win this one. All right, like when I heard, and I saw it the first time and they announced the winner, I said, split decision. I don't know about that. But when I watched it again, I was like, whoa, yeah, Dyer was in the fight. Valentina Scatsisi, she was looking better than she did in the previous fight. This girl, I might have to do a video and just talk about this fight here because this was a good fight to break down. Like, you're looking at Muay Thai versus boxer. That's what this fight was. And this was like a lower level of like Grasso Valentina. I say that because Scatsisi came in like a boxer, and Chanel Dyer, of course, is the Muay Thai specialist here. And sometimes you just can't, sometimes as a Muay Thai stand-up fighter, you need like boxing fundamentals, okay? And Scatsisi was lighting Chanel Dyer up a couple times in this fight. I ain't gonna lie, like Scatsisi was just boxing her at times. She was just hitting her with a good jab, hitting her with a good right hand, and just boxing. Chanel Dyer, the thing that kept her alive in this fight was her own jab and these left hooks that she was landing. Good calf kicks in the fight, but it just reminded me, man, like of how once you put together the fundamentals of boxing, you can take apart a Muay Thai fighter if they're in there sleeping on you, thinking that they can just land the kicks and they can take your best shots. No, like boxing is all about timing. Of course Muay Thai is too. I ain't putting down Muay Thai, but Muay Thai is sometimes when fighters stand straight up and down, you are clear to get hit. Six said who won? Chanel Dyer won. I looked at the fight. I would say Chanel Dyer did win. But I can see where the other judge gave it to her because the first round was kind of tight. It was kind of tight. Scatsisi gave her a good first round, but I would say, yeah, Dyer came back with, a good amount of calf kicks and jabs to kind of pick apart Scatsisi. The second round was kind of tight because it forced Dyer actually was going for a takedown. Chanel Dyer actually had to go for a takedown in the second round because she had to slow the pace down, she had to kind of slow down that pressure in those strikes from Scatsisi. So Scatsisi was in there causing a big problem, Yeah, she had to get a takedown. So I think the takedown might have stole the round for her. She landed a lot of good knees. She did rock Scatsisi in the second round. So the second round could have kind of went either way because Scatsisi started cracking Chanel Dyer with right hands and jabs. She was like, you could kind of see Chanel Dyer might have been a little frustrated by the jab. Like, I was like, okay, now I see what it is. Okay, Chanel Dyer definitely got to work on like pure boxing. Got to work on pure boxing in there. Yeah, 6. Yeah, so Chanel Dyer had won. Oh, what's up, Axel? He said, "Hey, everybody, what's up?" When do when does Tiago said when does Tyler fight? There's not a date yet. There's not a date yet. There's actually a date for Chanel Dyer and Winooski's fight. The PFL flyweight tournament actually has a date. I think it's December 12th. Yeah, I think it's in December, but there's still no date yet for Tyler and Dakota. I know Dakota's back to training though. I've seen her training, so yeah. Get what Candy said. Dyer looked like she was in a fight too. Yeah. Oh, she was in a fight, girl. She was in a fight, man. I mean, the eye was kind of swole because again, look, Scatsizi was up in here switching southpaw and switching orthodox. You know what I mean? She was switching orthodox and southpaw on Sheldon Dyer. That's why she got hit with those left hands. That's why her right eye was kind of swelling up because she was eating a lot of shots in here. Third round was a back and forth fight. It was back and forth scrap. Chanel Dyer, I believe she stole one of these rounds with that flying knee she landed. She kind of hurt Scatsizi. But man, this girl wasn't going anywhere, man. So it was really back and forth. I slid Chanel Dyer the first round and the second round. The third, Scatsizi definitely won, but that second, it was tight though. She had to scrap. She had to scrap. Yeah, Chanel is good, but yeah, she got to calm down, be humble. I think she's got a lot. She still got a lot to work on here. Um, the stand up game is good, but defense. Coming from the Muay Thai background, Chanel Dyer definitely needs to work on defense. She's a lot of offense, and it's important that she gets that defense down. Because I saw a couple of things here. I gotta admit, okay, she's susceptible to a right hand. The right hand touches her. Her head doesn't move enough. That's why she was getting hit with a lot of jabs in this fight. Um, yeah, just stuff like that. I think her offense is good. She brings that explosiveness, but there's going to be times that fighters that don't get out of there. You can't put them out of there. So you got to be on your game. You got to be on your game as far as like savvy and finesse. And that's where it comes in with Valentina, man. Like people will knock Valentina for being boring, but hey, sometimes you got to slow the pace down and you got to find the openings, right? Like everybody's gonna rock with Chanel whenever she's just being explosive. I like her as a fighter. I want to see her add levels to her game. I want to see her get a little bit sharper and defensive minded, and that's going to come now. She's only what 6 fights deep in the game, 7 now, I believe, right? So as time goes on, you got to start fighting to you got to start fighting to control the fight, not just look to entertain because not everybody's going to be put out of there. Chanel Dyer, she was in a fight this time. She was definitely in a fight. And I believe that the next girl she fights, Paulina Winooski, who fought also, it's going to be a good fight. That's going to be another tough one. But Winooski, she didn't knock out Wojcik either, man. I wasn't surprised about it. I thought that she had the power to get this little girl, Carolina Wojcik, out there. But Wojcik is a dog, man. 30-27 across the board for her. She won a unanimous decision. Paulina did. Pretty controlling on the feet, but, she had to work for it too. She got hit with some big shots. Neither girl really looked invincible on this card. And that's cool. That's cool. I mean, that's going to make them have to go back and work. And now it makes the final a little bit more unpredictable, right? I mean, going into it anyway, I couldn't really pick between Dyer and Winooski. I really couldn't. And now it's going to even it's making it even harder too. Gilbert Candy said, she's still young, but she got time. Hopefully her coaches tighten up her defense. I'm telling you, defense is going to be key in this next fight, but it's going to be key down the road anyway. I'd say, to be honest, Dakota Ditcheva, I think she's a more dominant striker. I think she is. I think she's using her height and her reach to her full advantage when she fights. She knows that's her game, so she makes sure that she's always one step ahead of her opponents. Don't let your fight. You don't fight to your opponent's level, or don't let your opponent dictate you in there or fight to a higher level than you. And I think at times Valentina Scazzisi in this fight with Chanel Dyer, she was kind of showing Chanel some different things, but that's cool. Again, you learn from that. She got the victory, but next go round, it's a lesson to learn. That's a lesson to learn, man, because she lucky those right hands weren't. She lucky them right hands didn't have cement on them. I'm gonna just say that, man. That's what I'm saying. Get with Candy. She lucky. Chanel Dyer lucky them right hands she got hit with in the fight didn't have bricks in them. Had that been some other girls that can hit hard, woo, I'm telling you, yeah, because she got hit with some hard right hands. Yeah, Gary said if she's struggling with the jab, that means a lot of strikers can exploit her defense. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, she was struggling with the jab a little bit, Gary. That's what I was saying earlier. You just got here. She would get hit with some jabs by a shorter girl here, and what made it, kind of surprising was like Valentina, of course, being the smaller fighter. I was like, okay, maybe Chanel's going to control with the jab, but no, it was timing. It was the timing. So timing is a big thing that Dyer has to work on. That boxing timing. She was getting hit with some good jabs in the first round, second round, just all around, good shots that were landing. So it was kind of making it hard for me to pick, who they might, who they're going to swing the decision towards. But yeah, Dyer she had to work for that one. So now this is what we're looking at in the finals. Should be a good fight. Dealing with a long fighter, a long, tall fighter here. So it could be anybody. This is anybody's fight. Let's see. Dyer is, what is Chanel Dyer listed at? 5'6". 5'6". So Chanel Dyer is pretty tall for a flyweight. 64-inch reach. 5'6". And yeah, December 14th is a fight, y'all. Yeah, y'all looking forward to this one. Yeah, I am. So okay, so she's 5'6". Paulina got to be 5'7" then. They list her at 5. Okay, Chanel Dyer is 5'6". Let me see. Foreheads, they're about, forehead comes up over a little. So yeah, I would still say Paulina is probably 5'7" because I always thought she was taller. Yeah. So 5'7". I'll say 5'7". Paulina Winooski's 5'7". Dang, 68.5-inch reach. She's got like a 4.5-inch reach difference here. So yeah, she's dealing with a long fighter here. She's dealing with a long fighter. Oh yeah, she's gonna have to deal with that. So may the best woman win in this one. I'm just saying, I think it's 50-50. I believe this one is going to be 50-50. Easy, what's up, man? What's going on? Easy in the building. Appreciate you coming through the other night for sure. We had a good show. What did y'all, Easy, if you saw this fight card, what did you think of the PFL card? It was good. Easy, I know as a fellow boxing analyst, if you saw Chanel Dyer's fight, what did you think of how she was moving in there? Like, if you saw the fight, like, I know you're going to break. If you saw the fight, I know you were going to break down the boxing mistakes that she was making in there. Of course, her defense needs work, but yeah, Scazzisi was just kind of putting a little bit of a boxing swag on her. I couldn't help but notice that, and I was like, oh boy, oh no, they got to clean this up, man. They got to clean this up. And I'm just saying that because, I'm a fan of Chanel Dyer, but I like this girl too, Paulina Winooski. So I know what she's packing as far as a right hand. So they got to be wise to it. They got to be hip to that defense in here. Got to take that head off the line, But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the card. Good stuff. Yeah, I was just watching a lot of good fights, man. It was just a lot of good fights this weekend. And yeah, that was all the other stuff that I know a lot of people didn't watch. If y'all want to go see some good fights, if y'all are just chilling, and if y'all missed any of this stuff going on this weekend, yeah, man, LFA, UAE, LFA, PFL, UAE. I've been watching all that stuff this past couple of days, just looking at fights, man, boxing, what have you, whatever it was. If they had gloves on, I was watching it. All right. But going to the bantamweight fights, this past Saturday on the UFC Paris card. Cavalcanti gets another decision over Cornell. Good fight, good hard fought fight. Um, Let me pull this stuff up. Okay, hold on real quick. I'll just wait for y'all comments before I jump to the next one here. Okay, Colossus said PFL usually has cards on Friday, but yeah, they had it on Saturday at the same time because they were in Glasgow too. Everybody was on European time. That's why Colostrum they did they did Glasgow, Scotland. So it was gonna be an early card. Maybe they were booked for maybe they couldn't do Friday this time, and then the UFC did UFC Paris. So them both being European cards. Yeah, I see how they kind of collided. But yeah, if you go get a chance, go back and watch it. Sergio said, yeah, Maya Ryan was a good fight. Let me jump back to that. Yeah, I believe that was a good fight. Yeah, this fight was a good fight. It was a fight of the year. For y'all MMA fans that don't like boxing, check this fight out. Check this one out. This was a good boxing match here. There was a lot of build up too here, man. Like somebody off of Michaela Mayer team threw a paint can at this girl, Sandy Ryan. That just made me root for Sandy Ryan even a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have nothing against Michaela Mayer, of course. I like her as a fighter too, but that just kind of pissed me off that somebody on her team threw a paint can at this girl. I was like, y'all really want to put the card in jeopardy? What if the paint can like busted the girl's knee? You know what I mean? What if the paint can busted her knee? Or what if I didn't see the paint can. Like, was the paint can, was it like a spray paint can, or was it like an actual paint can, like about to paint somebody's house? I mean, if you throw a paint can at anybody, I mean, that's kind of messed up. They threw a red paint can and she was wearing a white outfit too. So that made it even worse. I'm just saying, like, what if the paint can hit her in the head? That's why I can't stand like hype men or followers of another fighter, because they can go in there and mess your whole payday up. Oh, that was stupid. Really stupid on whoever's part that was. But yeah, other than that, the fight delivered. It was good. Mayer won by majority decision. I thought Sandy Ryan won. I thought Sandy Ryan was clocking her good in like the last 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 championship round. I thought she was landing some good right hands and just started taking it on home. Like when a fight is close like that, I think that, if the challenger doesn't really level up and rise to the occasion, I can't really give him the fight. Of course, I didn't, because I was just scoring it individually. But yeah, I thought she did win. Dyer did. I say rematch. Easy. I missed the PFL in the boxing. Oh, okay, yeah. Check it out if you get a chance. Definitely, it was good. Definitely worth it. Yeah, fight was good. It was good. Paul, so he said Sandy won. Yeah, Sandy won. I think Sandy won. Sergio said, I thought it was just no, it wasn't just no random person. I asked around and I found out too. And, Michaela Mayer, she definitely denied it, but she didn't know anything about it. But word was it was somebody from that side that did it. And I believe it, So, of course, that person didn't come right out, So, yeah. Okay, let me pull that last slide back up. Where was it? Let me see here. But yeah, going back to this Cavalcanti and Cornell fight here. Axel said at combo, I was disappointed by Cornell at the UFC Paris. It felt like she got too emotional because of the crowd was and fighting in her country. Yeah, let's talk about that, man. Like, she started off pretty explosive. Like, she had a good game plan. I thought Cornell was landing some nice calf kicks. I thought she found like a weakness there because, Cavalcanti, call her Jackie. I thought, Jackie was right in her range and just eating a lot of those calf kicks, So I thought that Cornell was just going to keep, chewing that leg up till maybe she could kind of break Jackie down and then maybe take her down. And she did take her down. She did get a good takedown, but then Jackie reverses it. So when she get back to her feet, she does a good job of using a lot of pressure, but I think she kind of I think she used a lot of energy, man. I think she overexerted herself in the first round because going into the second, she was starting to huff and puff a little bit. She started keeping her back to the cage, and that's where, Jackie started popping them hard right hands, and she had her looking dramatic. Like them right hands are moving her like some Street Fighter punches because every time she would get hit, her head would turn, and it almost looked like she wanted to run for the cage or run. You know what I mean? Like when she would get hit, but she didn't. She would recover and she would get right back in there. But like you were saying though, I think she was a little emotional. Maybe just fighting on that card and just getting picked apart and getting hurt throughout the fight was just kind of baffling, to her, and maybe she just didn't think it was going to go in that type of way. What do y'all think though? Who was Jackie talking to? Like, was she yelling at the crowd or the commentators? Like, not Jackie, but Cornell. That's when I saw her kind of lose it. Like, she started like saying something to like somebody outside of the crowd. I don't know who it was, but like, did anybody else see that or did y'all miss that? Like, I don't know if Cornell. First, I thought Cornell might have been like trying to acknowledge the commentators, like she was frustrated, or maybe her corner. Her yeah, okay, yeah, her coaches. Yeah, it was her coaches. Yeah, she was getting frustrated. Yeah, she was yelling at her own corner. I'll be like, no, girl, like you better stay focused on the fight. You know, and that's a good test of how composed you are in a fight. I mean, that's a lesson learned right there. Hopefully she learns from that. Hopefully she comes back and, she goes back and watches this tape and see how she's kind of, falling apart in this one. Yeah, I did see the fence grab. Uh, that always a no. Definitely always no. Dang, I was watching another fight too, man. One girl. Yeah, it was a UAE fight. This girl in the UAE, man, she just grabbed the fence. I mean, even when the referee was looking at her, she held on to that fence. She didn't care. She was holding on to that fence. I was like, but that was that was on the UAE card I was watching. I almost got the two confused because yeah, I was like, didn't somebody grab the fence? I was like, yeah, okay, it was both of them. Okay, so she was frustrated. Axel said Nora coach told her in French at the third round to do cage wrestling to win the fight. She did everything wrong by trying to boss Jacqueline at the third round. Okay. Yeah, that plan was working. The plan was working in the first round. When she tried to cage wrestle. And in the second round, whenever when Jackie kind of let her off the hook, Jackie let her off the hook in the second round. And then after that, she started trying to cage wrestle her a little bit. So maybe she should have stuck to that game plan, but she didn't. She stayed on the outside too much and was getting hit with some hard punches. But yeah, Jackie got the victory. It was split. Like I said, to me, Jackie kind of let the opportunity slide a little bit. And I personally would have been like, hey, if you lose this fight, you know why? You're going to be the victim of some hometown cooking. And you should have been trying to knock this girl out. So that my main criticism on the fight was, Jacqueline Cavalcanti's killer instinct, right? Like y'all know me. Look, I'm all about technique and taking your opponent apart. But if I see a clear knockout and your opponent is clearly hurt from your power, and your power is effective, hey, you got to get it. You got to go and get it. And I think that Jackie missed those opportunities. Like drawing the fight out into the third round just wasn't good. So definitely when you hear that split decision, you're going to get a little scared and you're like, man, like I should have knocked this girl out. Now, I'm hearing the split decision. I might be about to lose, So that I will say on that note, Cavalcanti, she did kind of almost screw herself there. I mean, she got the victory. That's all that matters. She got the victory. That's all that matters now. But moving forward, man, I think that, Jackie's got power that she needs to be more aware of here. And the thing about Jackie, she can set her power up. It's not like Amanda. See, it's the opposite. Her and Amanda Lemos, they opposites. Let me let me tell y'all why, man. Amanda Lemos and Jacqueline Cavalcanti, they're dead opposite. You know why? Because Amanda Lemos knows she knows that she's got power, right? Amanda Lemos knows she's got power, but she won't set it up, right? She knows he's got that power, but she keep going after you, wow, swinging. I'm gonna knock this girl out. I'm gonna knock you out, but she can't get it all the time now, right? Her knockouts, they came early, but now she ain't getting them now because she ain't setting them up, right? Jackie, on the other hand, she's got a beautiful setup and she can land. She's got the power, right? She's got the power. Like, she's got the power, but uh, she's just letting it slide, Like she's setting it up, but when it comes, she's not taking it. See, Lemos, she wants the knockouts, but she just ain't got the setup. But Cavalcanti, she has the setup, but she's not getting it. She just didn't go in there and finish this girl. So I don't know. Maybe it's just this particular fight. Maybe, like I said, maybe she was feeling some, away jitters, being the stranger here. Maybe she wanted to let her off the hook. I don't know. I thought it was just a clear knockout. Like, it was a left hook in this fight. There was some big right hands landed, and she could have put this girl out of there. And I'm only saying that now because, moving up in the division, you're going to have to start knocking these big girls out. There's no need to draw out a fight with a Miesha Tate. Let's say if you line up against Miesha Tate, there's no need to draw a fight out with a Miesha Tate. There's no need to draw a fight out with Yana Santos. You don't draw a fight out with Macy Chiasson, Irene Aldana. All of these girls, you don't do that, You got to go after it. You got to go after it. You be in there too long, what happens. Well, not, either you won't get out wrestled and drowned, or you might get knocked out. So as she moves up in the division, you got to take that opportunity when it comes. Amanda does it, and even GDR, and GDR gets you hurt, she gets you out of there, so you got to own it. You got to own it. Once that striking is tough, you got to go after it. Cornell, she can come back from this one, man. I think she just needs to kind of work on her pacing and kind of work her mind out. She just needs to stay focused, because I rarely see fighters, just fussing at their corner like that, man. I hope they're good, man. Like, what did y'all say? Hold on. Somebody said something about it. Nora said in French media she was yelling at her coaching staff. Okay. Did she say why she was yelling at them? Like, did she say why she was yelling, or what they said? Like, why was she yelling? Like, like, that's my thing. Like, why were you yelling at the corner, like, when they trying to help you out? That's kind of one of the worst things you can do, is not only, that kind of makes your opponent go after you more. Your opponent will be like, oh, okay, my opponent's focused on, her own corner. Shoot, she definitely not in this fight, But Cornola's still an exciting fighter. I think, she's brings something to the table. She's definitely got some entertainment value about her, explosiveness. I think she just needs to kind of work on her pacing a little bit more, especially jumping back and forth from, throwing high kicks and cage wrestling and takedowns. It was just such a high pace, man. She was doing too much. She was basically doing too much. She went from trying to cage wrestle the girl, take her down, throwing high kicks, throwing calf kicks. There was really no pace in the or setup on what she was doing. All the while, Cavalcanti just staying calm, breaking her down, So I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see where she falls in. But Cavalcanti, I think, to get herself ranked, she need to eye that fight with GDR next. Go ahead and eye a fight with GDR. If GDR is still fighting, I know GDR had another injury, but if GDR get up in there, she 100%, that's a good test for Jackie. I mean, Jackie, I want to see her fight a grappler, but hey, if she can't fight a grappler, go ahead and fight another striker like this. And this is gonna be your calling. Hey, you better hurt her, because she'll hurt you first. I mean, there is number 12, Julia Avila. She's just getting back into training, so I don't know if she's ready. She had the baby, and I believe she had another injury. So Julia Avila still, she been ranked for a minute, but she ain't fought. But I would say that'd be a good fight for her to take. But I don't know where she's at. Now the number 11 of Misha Tate, I would, I reserve that for Eileen Perez. I reserve that for her. So Chelsea Chandler's number 15. I don't know if they would make that fight. Chelsea might be fighting another. Yeah, I don't know. They could make that fight. Yeah, Chelsea Chandler and Jacqueline Cavalcanti. That's a good fight to test her ground game. Fighting a bigger fighter like this. One that's going to hit back too. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know where GDR is, man. I just don't know where she is right now. I mean, as far as like health wise, I don't know. Norris said they were all trying to give her instructions at the same time, and she could not understand it because of the noise from the crowd. She got emotional and yelled at them. Oh, okay. Yeah. That'll do it. I mean, yeah, a lot of people barking orders at you probably would kind of frustrate you. I understand. Yeah. That's definitely something you don't do. Let's see. Yeah, so when GDR makes her comeback, if she does in 2025, I would like to see them line that fight up. That'd be a good stand-up fight. And we'll see if that forces her to become a wrestler. Closer said, where is Tynera Lisboa? She had a knee issue. So she had rehab. She's been going through that. I believe rehab is done, so she's back to sparring and training now. So I've been keeping up with her too. Yeah, Tynera Lisboa. I've been trying to see what she's been, um, doing on the back end there as far as trying to get ready. And rehab I guess went good. But yeah, just sparring now. Looks like she just got back into rolling. Yeah, because she had a pretty bad knee issue too, man. Because I believe that thing was in a boot too. She was all braced up, I believe, last year. But yeah, she's good now. So yeah, injuries, man. Injuries, they crazy. Them things is crazy. Yeah. So moving on to the other bantamweight fights. Let's see. Yeah, speaking of fighting a ranked opponent, Eileen Perez, she gets Daria Zalesnikova up out of there. Yeah. I wanted to see Daria win, but I said, you know what? I told y'all I gotta pick Eileen Perez on this one, man. And we probably gonna have to see her do that dang on victory dance again. I was so I ain't heartbroken or nothing like that. I don't care. All I gotta do is turn away. I ain't gotta look at it. But anyways, Eileen Perez, outside of her antics, which I don't really care for, I think she's done some things, as far as improvements, and I can't knock that. Like, my thing is, look, okay, if a girl is improving and fighting, I'm gonna be real on that. Eileen Perez, if there's improvements in her game, and she just ain't all, twerk, and then I'm gonna give her credit because she's got style, she can fight. She's got two good things, she's got two good things, or she got a few good things about her, like, and none of it has anything to do with what the thirsty fans want to see. Like, I like her go get 'em attitude as a fighter. I do like her trash talk. She is a girl that likes to fight, and that's what you want to see, right? Eileen Perez says, "Hey, I want to fight." She talk a little bit of junk. That's good. Put all eyes on you. She call out Kayla Harrison. I mean, of course, I think Kayla would stomp her, but that's still good. Okay. But all the while she talking this trash, she is backing it up. I will say that. Like, Eileen Perez will back it up. Like, I'm gonna promote her in that way. Like, I'm not gonna be on here saying, "Oh, this girl," yeah, I'm not. I don't find her. I don't find what she does attractive. But I'm not gonna promote her in that way. Like, the Simps want her to be promoted. I'm telling you to watch Eileen Perez as a fighter. She brings the fight. She'll fight anybody. She's pretty tough. She'll talk trash to get fights. Puts the spotlight on her. And she's been improving. All right. She's been improving as a fighter. The stand-up game looks better. I like how she kind of spams them body kicks and head kicks out there to make it look like she's going to stand with you. And then boom, she goes in for a takedown, So, and she goes for the finish. She gets finished, or she will. she will get finished. She'll do either one. She don't care. So yeah, as far as Eileen Perez as a fighter, she keep doing what she doing as a fighter. I'm gonna watch. I just watch it in that fashion. Yeah, of course. As far as her promotion, I mean, hey, that's her. I mean, she feel like she got to keep doing what she doing to get fans to look. I mean, yeah, I'm not looking, but I'm just looking when she's fighting. Easy said Perez is strong. Arm triangles aren't supposed to work on the other side, but yeah, man, like that side shoot. Yeah, as far as her positioning, she was in full mount. I thought she was going to go for the ground and pound finish, but then she just went from that half guard on the where was she? She was on the left side, right? She was in the half guard from the left side, and the arm triangle choke was on the opposite side. So yeah, that that now that you mentioned that was a sick arm triangle choke. Let me see if I can find another picture of that. Well, you can see it here. Like she's here on she's on Daria's left side, right? Daria's left side, which is her right side. And then she's in that half guard across the body, and she was choking her out. I guess that half a pound must have really helped. No, seriously though, yeah, she had her choked up though, man. That was a good finish. But yeah, outside of the missing weight thing, I mean, yeah, she's done some good things to get ranked as a fighter. Just keep pushing in that direction. But as far as like I said with women's promotion, I know they have to do a little something extra every time, but sometimes I just feel like, if some of us get tired of that, I'm just kind of like the whole twerking thing, yeah, gets kind of old now. Like, just fight. I think just fight. I know everybody's gonna say, well, everybody has to promote themselves some type of way, but my thing is like, if you want to be known as a fighter, then you just act like a fighter, right? That's just me. Like when I see Wei Lee and Marina or Manon or those type of fighters, Valentina herself, Valentina's always dressing up, but she ain't doing stuff like that. I just feel like those are type of fighters. I, those are the fighters I prefer, as far as like representing a sport, that's about combat, that's hurting your opponent. But yeah, yeah. But you're always gonna have some women do that. They're always gonna do that, I guess, just to get their numbers up, especially if you have OnlyFans and so on like that, right? If you got the OnlyFans thing and you know that fight fans are mostly male and they're gonna gravitate towards you in this way, they just kind of work that market somehow, right? So yeah, when it all comes down to it's to each your own, to each his own type of thing, right? Yeah. Yeah, she was turning red, man. She was turning red, yo. Yeah, that's why I say James, it's yeah, it ain't it as a fighter, And it's whatever they want to do. Yeah, it's just whatever they want to do. You saw that big fake chain Perez had on. Yeah, I saw that big fake chain, that big fake B-boy chain she came in there with, man. That chain, yeah, what was it, a goat chain or something? I know she fights out of what, Goat Shed. Shout out to Jillian Robertson and them. She works with them at Goat Shed. So I get, hey, she was promoting her gym, right? Goat, Goat Shed. To be the GOAT, you got a long way to go. So from here, Eileen Perez, she was ranked already. Matter of fact, she already was number 15. Now Eileen Perez is number 14. She moved up one spot off of this win over Zalesnikova. I said I like that fight with her and Misha Tate though. Y'all mentioned that earlier. Yeah, Closeman said, I like your matchmaking for Perez. He said, let's see how the grappling match. Let's see how her grappling match goes with Misha Tate. Yeah, I would love to see that, man, because it's a good rank. It's 3 levels up. It's not in top 10, but it's something. You're fighting a former champion who's really good grappler, really good wrestler, and she would invite that type of fight. Misha Tate, you know, has been in some stand-up disasters in her last couple fights, with like Ketlen Vieira and Lauren Murphy. So I think she would definitely want somebody like Eileen Perez that would probably try to invite that grappling. But you never know. Eileen Perez striking game might have stepped up to the point where she could bang out Misha Tate too. So that would be something Misha Tate had to be prepared for. But I don't know if they would give that fight to Misha Tate, but yeah, because me personally, I would love to see Misha and Holly Holm retire fight. I want to see their retirement fight, but they don't really talk about that fight. So my thing is, why not just go ahead and do a fight with Eileen Perez and Misha Tate? Let her get a former champion, somebody that's close to the top 10, but not in the top 10. And it's still a good test. It's still a good name. The grappling would be crazy too. I think Misha's still like strong on the ground too. I like I said, I believe she wants fights like that. She's just been really working on her stand-up game because that's what a lot of girls try to do to her. But when it comes to the grappling, man, I think Misha's still strong, and she still offers a lot there too. So that would be a pace that I'm not sure Eileen Perez be up to yet. But that the only way you can find out is you get up in there, and she looks strong in this fight. Oh my goodness, Easy E said I checked out her OnlyFans leaks. Perez is nasty. Please don't do that to yourself. I did not. I won't. Wait a minute. Did you tell Easy? Did you try to send? No, Easy didn't mail. He didn't email me nothing like that. I think you said to look it up one time up here, and I might have saw one, and I'll never do it again because never mind, man. Never mind. Never mind. That was like almost a year ago or something like that. Because I thought, it was gonna be just like a fighters page like Chris Cyborg's. Chris Cyborg got an OnlyFans, and you said something about it. And did I look? I might have seen one pic. It was, oh my goodness. I ain't talking about that, man. Get out of here. I am not talking about that because that's how long ago it was. I don't want to see that, man. I don't want to see that. Oh man. Because he brought it up before. Sergio, he brought it up before. He brought it up and I looked and I was like, oh my goodness, man. I don't want to see that. One is enough. One was enough. I don't, yeah. Myra probably submits her. You think Myra submits her? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I can't remember. I was like, damn, I was like, man, because yeah, I'm serious. I was like, I can't remember. I tried to push that out of my head. Now it came back. I was trying to like cope with it, but now I don't want to see that again. Oh man, James said, "Why is Misha Tate not fighting? Just retire if you're gonna keep playing that weight and not fight." I don't believe there's any injuries on the. I don't think she's injured at all, so I don't know why she's not fighting. She's holding down that 11th spot. So with that number 11 spot, I mean, that's perfect for somebody trying to move up, That's why I said, hey, if they don't give it to Eileen Perez, let Jacqueline Cavalcanti fight her, I say that's a good fight for Perez or Jackie. Misha takes a good fight. She's a good entrant. I would say Julie Avila, like I said, but Julie Avila is still kind of MIA. She's been at MIA since she came back and lost to Misha Tate, but if she's not in the mix to fight, I wouldn't say her. But, number 10, Yana Santos, right? Yana Santos, that's one too. If any of them are ready for the top 10, Yana Santos is the name, So, yeah, I don't really want to deny them a 10 spot if they can make that fight happen. All right, so moving on from those fights, that was pretty much the whole weekend. What else is there here to talk about? I mean, yeah, it is fight week. It is fight week. But you know what? Fight week has 4 fights. Fight week has got 4 fights in this card, 4 WMMA fights. So let me pull up the card here. We got in early prelims that start at 6:30. Oh man, that sucks. For the early prelims, Carlos Esparza and Tisha Torres, they are on the early prelims. That kind of sucks for Carla though. They couldn't even put Carla higher up on the prelims, man. Let me pull up something here. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, let's start from the bottom here. Let's look this up. Sergio said Tate should only fight home. I definitely agree with that, but if they don't make that fight, then hey, you got to let them other girls get that spot. That's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a place like if they don't make that fight, because I wanted that fight for UFC 300. I wanted Tate home too for UFC 300. I wanted them to go ahead and close it out then, but my thing is if you ain't closing it out, you need to get that 10 spot up to somebody that's on the come up. That's my logic. Like, do it. Or if you don't, give that spot to one of these girls. Let one of them other girls get a crack at it. If you ain't gonna make Misha Tate, because I know Misha Tate keeps saying she want to go for that title shot or something like that, or get a ranked opponent. Well, hey, you better get you a ranked opponent. If not, you know what it is. One of these other girls deserve a spot. Better stop playing. They hungry now. I know Eileen Perez talked about a Tracy Cortez fight. I ain't really entertaining that talk because that was just all talk, Oh, I got to post up my own picture. I was looking for thumbnails. I just post my own picture. Yep. So Alex said, "What are my thoughts on Kayla?" Hold that thought. Yeah. UFC 307. So yeah, UFC 307. As far as the WMA fights, the card starts at 6:30. Okay, the WMMA fights are kind of spread out across the board. So the opening fight is Court McGee and Tim Means now, and then as far as the Torres is the second fight. Yeah, like I was saying, that sucks, man. That sucks that they have Tisha and Carla on the early prelims, man. Like you got the former champion, former two-time. Does that sound right to y'all? Ain't that kind of mean? Like kind of slap yourself a little bit and remember Carla's a two-time champion. They did that with Davison Figueroa, right? Didn't they do that with Figgy too? They had him open a card. I think it was a 300, right? Like, come on, Carla's the two-time champion. Like, go ahead, put that girl on like let her open the prelims at least, man. Like, she got to win over Marina Rodriguez, right? I was like, y'all got to put her at least a little bit higher. That'd be like putting Rose on the early prelims, right? They wouldn't do that to her. I know this is Carlos Esparza's last fight. Put that thing up higher. Show that girl some respect, man. Like, well, then again, Dana probably still mad about the time, she waited a long time to fight for the belt. I don't know. I know Wonder Boy and Joaquin Buckley is like the headliner for the prelims, but still, Austin Hubbard, he's on the card too. Okay, him, Alex Hernandez, Marina, Yasmin Lucindo. Yeah, they're the co-main for the prelims. Kevin Holland's on the main card. Yeah, they could have had them open up the pay-per-view card, or even like I said, headline. I think I would have put, yeah, she was a two-time champion. Yeah, go ahead and put them as a headliner. Put them as a headliner on the prelims. That's just me. Show the champ a little bit of respect. It's her last go round. But this fight, it should be one where I think Carla Esparza is probably going to put her all into. I kind of get the feeling like Carla's going to come in here and show out. She's going to do whatever she can to leave an everlasting memory for her. Even though sometimes the fans, they can be harsh and they might act like they don't remember Carla, or they might act like they they act like they want to forget her, off of that last performance against Rose, which I don't blame her totally. Like I said, it takes two to tango, and Rose, it was both of them. It was both of them. But I thought that Carla still had enough juice to at least be on a higher level over here. Yeah, Easy said early prelims is super disrespectful. I told you it is, man. Like early prelims are for newcomers. When a newcomer come in, you put them on the early prelims, right? You put them on there, but a former two-time champion, that's retiring. Come on, put that girl on the headliner of the prelims, man. Like you don't do that. You don't just do that. Yeah, James. She's the second. She was the first. She was the first, but it seems like they moved Tim Means and the other guy down. So yeah, she's the second fight of the night, man. That's kind of ridiculous, man. And Carla, she's done a lot for the game. Carla's done a lot for the game. She's given some tough fights. She's fought the best fighters. She's never really ducked anybody. Yeah, and same can be said for Tisha. Same can be said. Tisha's fought everybody too. She's never won the belt. And that just shows you too, man. Like the wrestling base, it takes you a long way, especially if you're kind of short, and you give up a lot of things like height and weight. If you have strength in that wrestling base, you can make way with it. Tisha can wrestle too, but it just seems like Carla's is much more technical. That's what got her so much further than Tisha. Carla's beaten Tisha twice. No, well, excuse me. Carla's beaten Rose twice, and Tisha, she's fought Rose twice. She's beat her once and lost to her once. Who else did they fought? Wei Lee. Just different style matchups. You've seen like holes in their game, like where Tisha's a little bit more durable. Tisha went 3 with Wei Lee, and Carla got finished by her. Joanna and Tisha went the distance. Carla got finished by Joanna. So you kind of look at them and you're like, all right, Tisha looks a little bit more durable, but in this case, when one doesn't really have the power to hurt Carla, Carla has a really good chance to win. That's what makes me kind of lean towards Carla Esparza in this fight here. I think Carla, when she doesn't really have that power to worry about in her opponent, or even the strength, I think she's going to have a lot more opportunities to, take Tisha down, or even like control her against the cage. And this is if she's, back, if she's back, like if she's focused. Hey, what's going on? Marcus in the building. What's up, Marcus? Just in time, we talking about the UFC 307 card. Question, Marcus. Don't you find it disrespectful Carla being the 2-time champion is opening the prelims, the early prelims, not the prelims. She's opening the early prelims. Easy said Tisha went from cute to looking like a college quarterback. You think she just that big, man? You think she like a college? You think is she stacked like that now? She look about the same. Or do you mean just like face wise, like getting hard? Like got that hardcore look now? Yeah, but I think the way this fight stacks out here, Carla is going to come with a little bit more, hunger and confidence in it. Since they did fight 10 years ago, and I can't say a great deal has changed with Tisha as far as like, oh, she's got power now. You know what I mean? Like, or she might have got stronger. But as time goes on, they both had babies. I think Tisha, was out for like 2 years too. She made her comeback, lost to Ricci. She's always in the fight, but technically, I believe Carla can make the right adjustments to find a way to win. I'll break it down later in the video. I don't want to spend too much time on it now because, like I said, I'm on for a little bit longer, but not a great deal longer here. Mark said he just got off too. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, okay. Paul said he's Team Tisha, but since we're here, let me go ahead and do this. I can only do polls on OBS, but I'm on StreamYard. So I told y'all that when these new fighters get married, we still call them by their street names. I'm calling it street name because that's what we technically grew up to them with, right? So I'm gonna say Esparra versus Torres. Pennington, okay, I know, but this is what we call her. All right, so who do we got in this fight, y'all? Esparza versus Torres. Would also talk about. Yep, that's the next fight. Okay, put that to the side. I think Torres's main advantage is going to be what she usually works with. Her speed, her combinations. Her lateral movement, trying to avoid takedowns of Carla. Carla's got a good jab too, though. I think Carla timing Tisha when she steps in is going to be important. I think landing her jab and then, dropping a level, going for the single leg and getting a lot of ground control time in. It's like I said, Torres, yeah, definitely got good takedown defense and she can counter wrestle, but I believe with Sparza, her offensive wrestling and her positioning, certain situations, it can kind of be frustrating. So it's kind of hard to get her off when she gets on top of you. Really not fully sure on my pick, but we'll see. We'll see who I kind of lean towards here. All right, James Perez said he'll go with Torres. Easy. So I'm taking Tisha since Carla already got one foot out the door. Sergio said he's going with Carla. Yeah, I believe she has one foot out the door, but I think she wants to leave a good mark. I do think that Carla wants to leave a good mark. Of course, I know Tisha. She's trying to fight too. So hey, should be a pretty even fight, though, I think, at this point. Battle of the moms, both been out like 2 years, had their babies, and they're competing against each other now. They just they're not fighting anybody else. That would be kind of make it hard to pick sometimes because the other girls now, are a little bit hungrier. But them going against each other, we're just going to see how far they have went and evolved since just fighting in the tough house. Tisha, she's done well against some girls. Like who she fight? Andrade. I thought Carla beat Claudia too. They fought everybody in the division. Low key, this is a BMF fight though. As far as just like two of the toughest fighting the best girls. They fought the best. Low key, it is a BMF thing. Like, of course, I haven't been in the wars like Whaley and Joanna as far as like taking them beat downs and surviving, but Torres has always been in a tough fight and always come out looking kind of clean. I will get, yeah, Tisha, like that's bad right there. Like Tisha, bad in a good way. Tisha, she don't be going in there looking all swollen and stuff. Like she fought Andrade, came out all right. Wei Lee, Joanna, Marina, they ain't really like tore her head off like that. Yep, they both fought the champ. Yep, true. They both fought the champ too. Both fought Joanna. Both fought Wei Lee. Both fought Rose. Torres fought Andrade. She has that. And Carla fought Suarez though, and Grasso. So they both got a lot of champions on their they both got a lot of champions on their resume. Pretty much easy, yeah, like the baddest. I'm just you got to give it to them. Like they just like they never turned down a fight. Carla said that the other day. She posted that on her Facebook and IG. She was like, I never ducked anybody, and yeah, she hasn't, man. Like I don't think she had ever been off of the Andrade fight, has she? Like I don't think she would have turned down Andrade. Come on, this girl's fought and got stopped by some of the hardest. So yeah, Paul, I'm just saying, yeah, the name changes screw things up. Like if I say Pennington, people would think I'm talking about Rocky. If I say Oh, Pennington's fighting the Sparza. Yeah, what? Rocky's moving down to fight Carla? You know? Yeah, no. Tisha Torres is. Yeah, why you call her Tisha Pennington? No, because she's married to her. Or Seminara. Who is Seminara? The Seminara. Chikagan. Chikagan's hard enough to remember. I mean, it's almost like the same name. Seminara, Chikagan. Then you got Day Silva. Lipsky's Day Silva. Not just Silva, Paul. It's Day Silva now. Easy say I like the ticker. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I used to use that. It's been a while since I used it. I used to use it. The ticker I used to use like 2 years ago, I guess. I stopped putting it up for a while, but yeah. I I just put it up there. It helps me remember what I'm talking about too. Chat, yeah. Chicane's got one foot out the door too, yo. All right, so I think some of y'all picked who are confident in picking. Colostrum, did you pick Carla or Tisha? Did you say? Are you trying to avoid that pick too? I think Sergio said Carla. Easy said Torres. All right, Axel. Axel, who you picking? Because I'm jumping to this fight here. We jump into the next strawweight fight here. There's been some pretty good strawweight fights this year. There's some pretty decent strawweight fights this year. Grasso and Andrade for BMF at 125. I'd probably go with Grasso. Probably by knockout. Oh, Closer said Carla win over Verna is aging like fine wine. Yeah. JJ versus Whaley again. Oh no. Oh, Axel said he's got Torres. All right. Let's take a look at Marina and Yasmin Lucindo here for a little bit. Yasmin Lucindo. This one is co-main on the prelims. All right. Prelims. Okay, the prelims only has 4 fights. You got Cesar Almeida, and what's his name? Pateria, Austin Hubbard, Hernandez. Yeah, okay. Marina Rodriguez, Lucindo. This fight here, it's like I said, man. This one here is just the fight where we got 2 ladies here on two missions. One is fighting down, the other's fighting up, and you get kind of put outside the door. Marina's, she's outside that door right now, and she's got to prove herself. Like everybody else is inside right now. Everybody in the top 5 is standing, looking over the wall. This is how I see it. Like I'm gonna describe it to y'all. This is how I see it. All right. Whaley, Tatiana, Jan Janan, Verna, and somehow Andrade and Amanda Lemos, they're all inside. They're the top 5, right? They're all inside in the house, and the gate is closed. Marina's outside the gate. Marina's got to fight her way back in, and they're like just looking over the gate right now. They're like, all right, what you got? They're like, what you got? You got to prove yourself. And Yasmin Lucindo, she's making her way down the road. Lucindo's making her way down the road. She sees Marina. She like, hey, get out of my way. I'm trying to get in. So Marina's like, no, you can't get in. She's like, why not? So, hey, you got to fight me. That's how I earn my way back in. He's like, all right. Winner gets inside the house. That's how it is. So every time that person that gets kicked right out the gate, they got to fight their way back in, or every time they lose, they got to get pushed further out. And that's how it is. Lucindo's coming up. Marina's on her way out. But to get back in, she's got to prove herself. Once she proves herself, top 5 open that door back up. And then they'll push whoever's in the top 5 out, which it could be Andrade or Lemos, But with that, the performance has to be satisfactory too, I think. Like it's got to be dominant. So Marina, she's in a she's in a tough one here, man. I think Lucindo is on a mission. Um, Lucindo's just been doing a lot of things that kind of worry me about anybody that fights her. Like they haven't put her in there with the most crazy opponents. Like she hasn't been in there with the most dangerous. Well, yeah. Like I don't think Lucindo's been in there with like the highest level yet, the highest of the high. But she's been in there with some experienced fighters. That's what matters, and how she handled the experienced fighters. When she fought Brogan, Brogan had a good resume in Invicta. She brought a lot of experience. Definitely not like a huge threat. Poliana Viana, good submission artist too, but more so experience, not a huge threat. Karolina Kowalkiewicz, she's seen better days, but this version was looking better over the past years. A lot of experience on her belt. So those are really good wins to kind of build up a fighter like Lucindo. And Lucindo is just, looking good in each fight and how she handles it. There's like a level of pacing and patience in her fight that I respect. And yeah, being training with Amanda Nunes, I think has been really rubbing off too. Like it's teaching her discipline. It's teaching her how to stay disciplined and not go too crazy. That's why I think there's something special about her. Like she's not going in there too wild, too crazy. And, Marina has to be careful about that because this girl, she's got decent striking, but a good ground game too. And I think that with enough work on her strategy to get fights to the ground, she's got a clear-cut way to win. As long as she's able to take away the offense of Marina. But Marina, she's seen it too, man. Like she's seen it all and been through it all. So I think Marina might have still enough left, more than enough to still control the stand-up game here. Marina's fought at a high level for a while. She's fought Dern, Jan, Waterson, Ebas, Verna, Lemos, Andrade. So this here is like, not in a disrespectful way, but it's like a huge step down for Marina as far as like name. But when it's somebody on the come up, very dangerous there. But when it comes down to like high level, this is a step down here for her. So I hope she doesn't overlook Lucindo. I hope she's not overlooking for her. Hang on one second. Yeah, I hope she doesn't overlook Lucindo with that, I hope she understands the danger, and I hope she learned from that Andrade fight. Yeah, you got to stick to your game plan. Takedown defense has to be on point, man. I don't want to see Marina accepting takedowns and surviving rounds. I think she has to be on her game here to look for a finish and make it clean. Make it clean and quick. That's the one thing I'll say is a big key to victory for Marina. She's got to make it clean and make it quick. Don't give Lucindo any momentum here. The longer you let Lucinda stay in the fight, she going to try to dog her, And I think physical strength wise, physically, I think Lucindo has that strength to push for a 3-round fight, in tight, in close, in dirty box, and eventually get takedowns, Marina's definitely got the cleaner striking. So I think it's wise for her to make it clean and quick. Try to get a knockout or just make this a striking clinic. Lucindo's got good leg kicks. So I think she has nice calf kicks that she can build off of to slow Marina down. She tries to get away from her. Fight behind her own straight strikes. When you land her right hand, but she's got to go in there and get her takedown. I think that's clear cut how she wins. But on that, who do y'all got in this fight? All right, who do y'all got? Nothing against Marina, but we need new talent at the top. No, yeah, I agree. I think we do. Sadly, I like Marina's chance of getting that title shot that's gone by. It's gone by. When she went on that nice little win streak, man, that was like her big moment. But losing at 3 out of her last 4, is definitely not looking good. Definitely not looking good. For the division's sake, yeah, Yasmin Lucindo. Oh, we need somebody that's going to look like the future right now, because Lupi, I won't say she's a bust, but Lupi, I thought Lupi was going to be that one that might get in the top 6, top 5. Who else did I say? Well, it almost looked like Ricci's about to get in there. I'm still not sure about Ricci, man, but Ricci, I don't know, man. Like, Ricci might surprise us. She might get up in there with Yan Zhana. I don't know. I think Yan Zhana got more than enough to handle that, but we need some new fighters up in there. We got to get this division changed over pretty soon, because we got fighters still around for a whole decade. All right, so who y'all got? Let's see. Colostrum said Lucindo. Get with Candy said Lucindo's well rounded. She going with Lucindo. Marcus said he going with Lucindo. Rainy Lucindo. Oh, Alex Lucindo. Oh, how y'all doing it like this? Dang, James said Lucindo. Wow. Easy said Lucindo. Sergio Marina. Thank you, Sergio. See somebody going. I'm just saying, because ain't nobody got no faith in Ricci like that, man. Ain't nobody got no faith in Marina like that. Paul said, I'll take Lucindo with low confidence because I like Marina. Same here. Yeah, same here. I'm concerned about the takedowns too. James said Ricci ain't it. Yeah, I mean, they got her in there against the number 3. They got her in there against the number 3. I got Yan, man. I got Yan all day. I think Yan just better, put that size and strength, takedown defense. She better put that stuff to work. She better put them hands to work early too. Put that time into work. That's just me. I don't know, man. I think that it's going to be hard work for Ricci. It's not going to be easy. Definitely not going to be easy. All right. Let's take a look at this fight. Let's take a look at this one. Karine. Oh, sorry. I was flipping through some other pictures here. Here's Karine Silva. Ketlin Vieira and Kayla Harrison. This fight's going to answer some questions. Okay, get what Candy said. Yanni in that fight too. Yeah. All right, so Ketlin and Kayla are looking for a title shot after this fight. So Ketlin, man, she's missed the train a couple of times. I believe some of the times been because of injuries, some of the times been because she just lost. But Ketlin Vieira, she's on that clock too, man. Like, she's been in the division for a long time. So I'm hoping that it translates into a performance. I really do, because Ketlin Vieira is only 14-3, but I keep feeling like she's still out of the loop. You know what I mean? When it comes down to being seen as a huge threat or being called elite. Like, I really don't know about Ketlin Vieira. Like, she's got the goods, like size, strength. What is she, like? Yeah, 5'8", 68-inch reach, tall and long for the division. But when it came to resume, like, there were fights that she shouldn't have lost, and then there's fights that she won that she should have, like, just ran through her opponents, in my opinion. I just don't think she uses that size to her full advantage. Maybe it's because of that one injury she had. She's just never been the same. But to me, I still think Ketlin Vieira, even though she's been in the UFC a long time, she's still got something to prove here too. Like, she's proven to be a ranked opponent, but has Ketlin proved enough to be a serious title challenger? So her and Kayla Harrison, they kind of in that same boat. Kayla on the lower circuit, PFL, when it comes to competition and stuff like that, but she's proven to fight at a championship pace and a championship mind state, aside from the opponent she's fought. So with them being in that same boat, it really comes down to who wants it more. It's really that question. They're in the same exact boat. You got one contender who's been around here for a while, but you kind of question, like, is she really a threat to Pena or Pennington? And that's Ketlin I'm talking about. But then you got this other girl who's been a champ in another organization. She just ain't fought the same fighters, but she's kind of had she has like a mental, she's got this hunger about her. She's got something mentally a little bit mentally threatening about her. And she's got these gifts too. She's strong, big for the division too. So when you put them two in the boat, man, it's gonna come down to who's gonna be that one, man. Like, who wants it more? Who gonna get pushed out? Like, who gonna fight timid? Who's gonna fight timid here? I think this is Ketlin's chance to prove that she's a technically sound fighter and that she's experienced and that she don't have to fight Kayla's style. But at the same time, she's got to let her power be felt. Ketlin's got to let her power be felt, and she's got to let her size presence be known. Yes, Sergio Ketlin is huge. Sometimes I feel like she's too much of a gentle giant, though, man. Like, she's got to make her presence be known, and she's got to toss up Kayla a few times and push Kayla back. She's got to be the one bullying her a little bit. The same way we see, Aaron and Manon fight. Like, going into that Aaron and Manon fight, I knew Aaron is strong, but whenever she would push her way in, same way Manon was doing Aaron, Ketlin has to prove that I'm big too, and I can push you back and push you off. Like, don't necessarily got to grapple with her, but in some cases, just like toss her around and grapple when she wants to. She's got a long reach too, man, long jab here. So there's some things here she could expose in Kayla, if she's on her game. And it's important that, she takes that experience into this fight, because she don't, she gonna get ran over. She gonna get ran over in this fight. Kayla, though, Kayla, like, her mix-up game has been getting a little bit more polished too, as far as like her pressure, like following her stand up in, following, her stand up with takedowns and pushing forward. Like, Ketlин's been the decision many times in her fights now. Doesn't get a lot of finishes. She's finished. Oh man, she didn't finish. Ketlin, when was the last time she got a finish? So she's got to be used to going the distance, and cardio shouldn't be a thing for her. She's went 5 rounds in the Miesha Tate and the Holly Holm fight. Both of those are main event, right? Yep. Ketlin versus Holly was a 5-round fight. Ketlin versus Miesha Tate was a 5-round fight. Yep. Her and Rocky was a 3-round fight. But still, yeah, she's been 5 rounds back to back. She only had 1 finish in the UFC. Dang, that was 7 years ago. Ketlin Vieira only had 1 finish in the UFC. So she's got a lot of work cut out for her in this fight, as far as, getting her respect and, being able to switch that mode up and going after Kayla, who's more of a killer, So I think it'd be more impressive if she could just stand her ground and make Kayla respect her. Like, if she's not going in here for the finish, she's got to make Kayla respect her, put some heavy pop on her shots and use her strength here. So yeah, Kayla, on the other hand, I don't think it'd be wise for her to stay on the outside too much. It'd be wise for her to, put together combinations in this fight and then get those takedowns and control with ground and pound, because she's more of a ground and pound fighter. Like, Kayla's ground and pound looks good. It looks better than some of these UFC fighters. Honestly, like, I will give her that. Like, she has worked on that. Like, her elbows are looking more dangerous over the years. And I think that, she's not a blanket either. So, Kayla's definitely got to stick to what she knows. Toss this girl up and get her down and use ground and pound and look for that finish. When you look at the finish side, yeah, Kayla looks more game to get the finish. Ketlin, I think she's built for the decision. I think she could get a decision win. Kayla could too. I see Kayla being able to win by decision or finish. I think Ketlin is more in tune to go the distance with how she fights. So I think she needs to fight like that. and just pace herself out and look for opportunities to break Kayla down like that. Because I don't think she's going to change overnight and get a knockout, anything like that, unless she caught Kayla clean or like maybe busted her up and caused a stoppage or something like that. But I don't know. What do y'all think? Who do y'all got before we go to this main event here real quick? Oh, let's see. Sergio said I won't be surprised if Kayla wins, but Kayla's got a good chance. But yeah, I definitely won't be surprised if Kayla wins. Kayla's just I just think it's too much for some of these fighters that are used to fighting timid. You got to wake up. This is the fight where she's got to wake up. All right, James said Kayla. Zama said Kayla. Axel Kayla. Runnerini Kayla. Clostrom said Kayla. Oh, wow. Ketlin, you are in for a fight. Sergio. Oh, okay. Sergio picking Ketlin. Okay, we got one for Ketlin there. Get with Candy. Say Kayla, I guess. I'd like to see Ketlin. Easy said Kayla is in the coach voice. Hype job, Harrison. Yeah. Shout out to coach. Oh man. Kayla hype job, Harrison. Oh man. Yeah. Kayla, she got more than enough to win this fight. I think she got a lot riding on it too. Just thinking about the possibility of coaxing Nunes out of retirement too, right? So I think that's pretty much unanimous. Everybody going for Kayla. All right, one more fight here before I get up off of here. Let's see, about another 10 minutes here. I'll use this picture again. Okay. Main event for the WMMA fans, this championship fight here. Maybe I'm just making myself hyped up for it, but I'm trying to. I think this fight's going to be good. I hope it is. I hope it is. I'm hoping this fight turns out to be good here. I think every time we have Pena in the fight, Pena will bring some action. So I think with Pena being that wild card factor, yeah, we will have someone bring that out of Rocky. How does this one go? I really do see this fight as 50-50. I just think, no, I give Rocky the edge here. I'd say probably it's been kind of changing over the past couple weeks. Rocky, I could say 60-40, maybe like 55-45 more so for Rocky. Yeah, I would say 55-45 more for Rocky, but as time goes by, sometimes it's 56, 56-44, then it'll go back down. But I think Rocky's got more than enough in this fight, man. Like, I think when people underestimate her, and she said she has been training for 2 different fights too, for Kayla, I guess for strength wise, and for Pena, just in case Kayla was the opponent. But I think Rocky's got more than enough tools, when it comes to technique here, to kind of nullify some of the things that Pena does on the feet. I think Pena's technically sound with how she throws just the basic stuff. But, I think Rocky's a little bit more trickier with her stand-up game now. Strength-wise, on the ground, I think Pena, she is strong. She's got strength like that. But against the cage, I favor Rocky. And if Rocky has those moments where she can pin her up and get that dirty boxing, then, that's going to be a plus for her. I think Pena making this an ugly fight and looking to do damage on Rocky is how she gets rounds in the bank, attacking the lead leg, throwing the straight jab to the body of Rocky, then going up to the head with her right hand. But not staying in there too long because Rocky's got a good counter right. Rocky, she does jab to the body too. So I think beating Rocky at her game is important by staying in her face, doing damage. I think Rocky's got to be more of the technical fighter here. Hard call on this. I'm still leaning towards Rocky, because I just feel like that 2-year off. I know Pena says been necessary. Like she feels good, she feels fresh, but Rocky being more active while Pena's been off for 2 years, I feel like that's going to be the downside of Pena's performance here. I think Pena's going to really need to show out here. She's going to really need to go in and push for some type of finish because 5 rounds, I think Rocky's going to bank it. I think she can bank this thing with boring decision. She don't care what the fans are going to say. She's going to bank it, but with 5 rounds. But Pennington, I think it's going to be hard for her to fight smart for 5 rounds. Like she's built for 5 rounds too, but winning 5 rounds is hard. Like she can go 5 rounds, but winning 5 rounds is going to be hard for Pena right now because of the broken rib and inactivity, and then just the recklessness too. It leaves her too wide open for mistakes, and Rocky's smarter than that. So, like I said the other day, I lean towards Rocky, but I think Rocky can win by submission or decision. Whereas Pena, I think she can win by submission or possibly TKO. If she just happens to get Rocky's back or something crazy like that, or armbar, yeah, she could get a submission. TKO, if she does a lot of damage to Rocky, ground and pound on the ground. But Pena winning the decision is going to be hard, I think, because the longer she draws it out, I think she's going to get picked apart, and Rocky will make more adjustments through those rounds, and there'll be some close, boring rounds. Like if they both fight at a pace for decision, I think it'll turn out to be a little bit more boring where Rocky controls it. That's just me, though. All right. So Axel said he's got Pena. All right, who do y'all got? Pena. Let's see, y'all. Rocky wants the Kayla smoke. Yeah, Paul said that's where he's at. Slight lean towards Rocky because of the 2 years. Yeah. So just if she's not focused and confident, I can see Pena winning. But if Kayla does win this fight, she'll be the champ. I see her beating. Yeah, either one. Yeah. James said, I don't see this being a boring fight. Not skilled enough to be boring. It can be, though. Like, it depends if there's a lot of clinch fest, to slow the pace down. But I think Pena's going to make it more action, too. Yeah, I think she might force more of the action. But, yeah, I need to put them polls up, see where y'all at with it. What did y'all say? As a whole, Pennington or Pena? Sergio said, let's go Pena. I pretty much think, too, in this one, I think Kayla is going to get in the cage with this one. I think they might have it set up more for Kayla to get in there since they fought, and this is kind of like a bantamweight tournament, and they want Kayla to get that belt. How many of y'all want to bet Kayla Harrison gets in the cage? I know they missed out on the Valentina face-off, but I bet you Kayla's going to get in there. They're going to do a face-off with Kayla. Rocky 60-40, James said. Axel said Pena. All right, get with Kenny said Pena. Okay. All right. Sergio said I'm prepared to maybe go for 0-4. Running Reed said she will. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Sergio, it could happen. Shoot. She might get in the cage, but that makes Mano not getting there even more. Yeah. She might trip on the way to the face-off. Yeah, they got some good setups for bantamweight and flyweight. They missed out on flyweight. If they miss out on this one, I'm gonna say something again, man. I'll be like, yo, come on now. Kayla was a backup. She won her fight. Come on now. Ooh, if she tripped, I'd be like, oh boy. If she does trip, we gonna blame Easy on it now. All right, y'all. But that's all I got on this one, man. Yeah, we had some good fights this past weekend. I recommend checking out some of the fights I was telling y'all about earlier. But shoot, I'm probably get on Friday. You know, we're gonna talk some junk on Friday. I might do an open link on Friday. If y'all want to talk about, the weekend, fight weekend coming up, and just kind of go in from there. I'll be on Friday. Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna close this thing out, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe. As always, if you're new around here, yeah, make sure you subscribe and come back, because if you like talk WMMA, that's what we do over here. So just I mean, everyone that Pena fought beat Pennington, Cat, GDR, and Nunez. Yep. Y'all take a link. Yeah, yeah, I might get on Friday. Close this out. But yeah, that's a wrap for tonight. And I will catch y'all this weekend. We'll start on Friday. And yeah, we'll probably, I'll be on call in the UFC 307 card. Will I be on the whole card? Possibly. We'll see. Yeah, James, we got some boxing coming up. Usyk and Fury. Maybe I'll talk about that on the other channel. We'll see. Yeah. That's coming up this weekend too. I'm kind of curious about that fight. I am. You're welcome, Get with Candy. I'll catch you on the next one. Great talk as always. All right, later, y'all.